How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the NFT show. I'm your host, Philip Kalinko, and tonight we're going to be covering all good projects despite the bear market. So, to get started, let's just share my screen. See, ETH is doing incredibly well, which is great. Great to see. Okay, let's jump into here. So, if we have a look, market update. Wow. So we got Powell, who's kept it at 0.75, which is what was expected, and the markets don't like uncertainty. So the certainty that came with Powell's decision is very, very positive. 0.75% interest rate hike. He also said that he doesn't think that the States is in a recession or going to be in a recession, which is really good. We had Google and Microsoft's earnings come out. They were about 3 to 10% less than expected, but they were still very, very bullish, and the market shared, which is great. So yeah, I mean, if you look at this is absolutely incredible. Microsoft up 6.5% today, Google up 7.5%, Meta, which is Facebook, they're releasing their earnings later today, is up 6.5%. This is really incredible. The Nasdaq is absolutely flying. We've got the GDP numbers coming out tomorrow. So, we're expecting them to be negative. Even if they're a little bit negative, basically means that the States is officially in a recession. It depends who you ask, but we had the government come out and say, well, not really, doesn't really mean that we're in a recession. Theoretically, the jobless numbers are positive and all of this, which makes me think that they know that it's going to be negative, which will, on the old definition or the dictionary definition, put them in a recession. We've also got Yellen calling a press conference for tomorrow, which makes me also think that it's because the numbers are going to be negative, and he'll want to reiterate that this doesn't mean that they're in a recession. But either way, the Nasdaq is looking absolutely incredible, as is the S&P 500, which is good to see. And like we used to, we've got our cryptos mirroring that. So we've got Bitcoin up 10% on the day. Ethereum up 17%, sitting at 1,600. A few hours ago, it was sitting at 1,400. So absolutely incredible to see what's happening. If we jump here onto June analytics, we can see that OpenSea volume is very low, 15 million. And that's means that on ETH terms, it's even lower because, we were doing 15 million when ETH was 1,000. We're still doing 15 million when ETH is 1,600. See, so far this month, we got 460,000 US dollars. Last month, the entire month was 695. We've got about 3 or 4 days left. So it looks like we might even be worse than last month. If we go to what's trending, and we have a look at OpenSea, we've got Art Blocks number 1, Ledger, which we're going to talk about tonight, at number 2. Other Deeds slowly coming down at a floor price of 2.3. Alan K, another art project at 1.69. Mutants at 16.8. The Potatoz, which we're going to be talking about tonight, also sitting at 0.71. We've got Moonbirds at 20. Damien Hirst sitting at 5.21. Interestingly, Damien Hirst, they had the burn today where you could choose to burn your NFT and get a physical by him made on like holographic paper and signed at the back by him. I think about 1,000 holders burnt, whereas the rest held on to their NFTs, which is quite interesting. We've got YOLO Bunny sitting at number 9. Punks sitting at number 10. Lady Ape Club, that's hilarious, sitting at number 11. Gargamel Town sitting at number 12. Monkaya Solana Project sitting at number 13. Bored Ape Yacht Club with a floor price of 86 Ethereum sitting at number 14. And Clone X sitting at 8.88. Let's just have a look here because I know that we've got Stickman Toys at the moment that is literally minting as we speak. So let's check it out, a bit of a live mint analysis over here. So this is the Warner Music UK NFT. We have covered it previously. After the show, I will add the review video to the description. They're a 5,000 collection, free to mint. They are literally minting as we speak now. Huge amount of volume, considering that they've literally, like in the last hour, just started minting. 145 ETH in volume. If we jump onto IC tools over here, we can see on the 1 minute they in the second position, and then here they're sitting. Okay, so let's have a look. Almost 1,000 sales in the last hour. Average volume 171 Ethereum. Floor price just under 0.2. It's very interesting to see here what's happening. But yeah, nice to see a good mint coming out and being lapped up. I mean, it really is doing really well. I saw them as low as 0.1, and now we've seen them pull back. They jumped all the way up to 0.3, and now they've pulled back to 0.2. Still 1,500 to be minted. And once that supply demand has been sorted out, then we should get a better picture of where these are going to sit. But, long term, I'm really bullish on this project. Very, very bullish on it. And I think that they've dropped it in a great way. They've said they're not interested in making money off the mint itself. And I really think that this is one to watch long term, and definitely one that I'm going to be keeping my eye on. All right. So let's get straight into it, guys. What have we got here? We've got the Potatoz. So the Potatoz was a mint, and it's by Memeland. We also covered Memeland recently. They haven't launched yet, Memeland by 9gag, but a very notable team and a very hyped project. So Memeland, which hasn't launched yet, is really scheduled to be one of the biggest drops, or unless something goes horribly wrong, people are really, really hyped and really excited about them. So what they decided to do was they launched this free collection, 9,999 supply, absolutely free of these Potatoz. It's dynamic, so the Potatoz are sprouting something, and they have said that this is like a prequel to Memeland, and that the Potatoz will be able to be used within Memeland and give you activity within Memeland, and will provide some sort of utility, and will also allow you to mint Memeland. So you'll get whitelist by holding one of these. And we've really seen these fly. It was only launched a couple of days ago. I think this is really clever from them, because they knew that the market was not ideal to launch their main project. And so they said, okay, let's pivot and let's drop this free mint, to sort of fill the space. But I mean, already 6,100 Ethereum in total volume traded, which is absolutely incredible. And if we jump onto the activity over here, let's just have a look. So you can see here, launched a week ago. They went as high as 1 Ethereum, sort of come down a bit, and now they're starting to come up slightly. But yeah, definitely one that people want because of the future utility that it's going to give them. You've got full commercial rights over these, patent and trademark filed on Memeland. So Memeland has filed a trademark and a patent on the word the Potatoz. There were apparently over 200,000 people that filed that signed up for this pre-mint, which is incredible. We're going to watch it evolve over time. If we jump onto their website over here, it says, what is a potato? It's a starchy tuber of plant, Solanum tuberosum, and a root vegetable native to the Americans. Okay, I think we all know what a potato is. The plant is perennial in the nightshade family Solanaceae. Wild potato species can be found from the southern United States to southern Chile. The potato was originally believed to have been domesticated by Native Americans independently in multiple locations, but later genetic studies traced a single origin in the area of the present-day southern Peru and extreme northwestern Bolivia. Potatoes were domesticated there approximately 7,000 to 10,000 years ago. Great. So that's a background on actual Potatoz. So what is Potatoz with a Z? So they say a long time ago in meme-taverse far, far away, Memeland was a deserted land unsuitable for life. Until a certain amount of years ago, each life form started to appear. Memeland's first resident, it turns out, were a bunch of Potatoz who left the Potatoz there. The Potatoz is a collection of 9,999 utility-enabled PFPs. Each potato is your entry ticket into the great Memeland ecosystem. They make for a great side dish, but some may feel a calling to become the main course. Rumor has it they are secretly related to Memelist, which is the whitelist for Memeland. And here you can see what I think they'll probably end up looking like. Okay, and then we go here, Potatoz grow, the evolution chart. We're currently seeing them sprouting. Then they're going to turn into these guys, and after that, question mark. All right, so that's interesting there. And if we jump on to Memeland's Twitter, 446,000 followers, which is absolutely incredible. They say they've got 8,500 people who tuned in for their AMA. You can have a look at their engagement over here. So definitely one to keep on your radar. If you've been wanting to get Memelist, this is your entry into it. And yeah, I think well done to them. I really think that it's a great way that they've pivoted, and a great idea to launch the sub collection before their main collection. All right, now we're going to be looking at Ledger, the Ledger Market Pass. So for those of you that don't know, Ledger, I don't know mine here, is a little device that keeps your NFTs safe. So you've got 2FA on it, two-factor authentication, and that allows you to need a signature with this physical device, little black device, before those NFTs can be moved. So always a good idea to keep your coveted NFTs and your high-value NFTs on a ledger. You can also keep coins on it, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and it's your own wallet, so no exchange can touch it. So we guys in the space generally know what a ledger is. So Ledger themselves have come out with the Genesis collection, guys are really keen on this. They sort of saying it's going to be like a pre-mint. It's going to give you whitelist for upcoming hyped projects, almost like a pre-mint pass. You also get a free Ledger limited edition with this. I don't know when that claim is. So just be careful if you're buying off the secondary and you're doing it because part of it is you want a ledger, that limited edition ledger. Just find out from their Discord whether it's been claimed or not. I don't think it has been claimed as of yet, but by the time you're watching this video, if you're not live, maybe it has. So double check all the time. Seeing here the floor price is 0.48. It minted at 0.3, and it went all the way up to like 0.7, I saw it at, and now seems to have come down. But if you have a look here, they had 3,000 sales yesterday, done 2,500 Ethereum in volume in the last 2 days, which is also absolutely incredible. Took them about 24 hours to mint out. And if we have a look here, they've got some collabs already with the likes of Deadfellaz, CloneX, Tag Heuer, X Brick, Jen Stark, to mention just a few, right? And what they're saying here, future collabs on their website, if we just jump through. JR, let's go. Okay, I'm just waiting for the future collabs to load. Not coming through. All right, so let's have a look what else it is here. So even though they're new to the NFT space as far as their own collection, already launched these collabs, which we spoke about. Owning a marketplace NFT grants access to the Ledger market, which will be a secure platform for artists and brands to release their NFTs, and a place where Ledger customers can securely connect through Ledger Live and clear sign their transaction. Owning this pass will grant access to exclusive collaborations, Ledger hardware, software, and services. Each token will be able to be redeemed for limited edition black on black Nano X, only of which only 10,000 will ever be made. Redemptions are due to take place in the fall. The mint price we said was 0.3. So this is really interesting because what these guys have got is they've got a trusted name in the space. They are the security guys. Ledger is made to help you secure your NFT. So that's one thing that they've definitely got going for them. Is that they've got that reputation as being safe and really providing security. So there's no trust issues here, which is great. And I hope that they, don't make any mistakes that change that. You can see here there's 500,000 followers on Twitter. I think where they're going to struggle is being so new to the space. It does take time, to build a marketplace. It does take time to create collabs. Whereas, currently you've got your premint who have been doing it for a long time. And I mean, the difference here is that Ledger really wants it to be their own marketplace. That's what they're going for, and that's their, advantage. But it's also their disadvantage because, I don't know how far in development they are and how ready they are for rollout. And once they have rolled out, how long it's going to take them, to really get those notable collabs. Are projects going to be happy to launch on Ledger's marketplace opposed to OpenSea? That all remains to be seen. But definitely great to see them entering the space, and an exciting one for sure. Definitely a utility NFT that long term I'm very, very bullish on. Obviously, nothing I say is financial advice. Do your own research. All right, another interesting one that we've got here is Bored and Dangerous. So this is really, really interesting. It's a collection of 14,456 story-based NFTs, which have been in the making for almost a year. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen Jenkins the Valet, but basically it's by Neil Strauss. Let's just see if we can jump onto Jenkins first. So this is Jenkins the Valet. So they've basically taken this Bored Ape and created this community. They got really decent funding about a month ago, and are very well respected in the space. You get different NFTs. You get your standard writer's room valet. You get your yacht key, and it is a good collection that gives the community opportunities to potentially publish works and works of literature and things like that as NFTs. And their first launch of this, right, is Bored and Dangerous. Okay, so Bored and Dangerous, almost a year in the making, is a historic moment for the NFT space. This work is a result of 3,000 members of Jenkins the Valet, the Writers' Room, banding together to drive the creative direction of the work. Neil Strauss, a 10-time New York bestseller, wrote the novel. All characters featured in the novel, in the illustrations, in the game of Where's Jenkins, and in the acknowledgements are owned by members of the community and licensed to Tally Labs. Special thank you goes out. The NFT may be burned for Azure Root, which is a sacred item within Azabala that can be redeemed for a PFP or staked for membership in Hathorn. So this is the beginning of them creating this lure, creating this narrative. There's going to be a game involved there as well. You're going to either be able to hold, you can choose to hold this or to burn this for future use inside of the game. And we can see here, I'm happy that there's a burning mechanism because 14,800 is quite a large collection. Unique ownership, not great at the moment, sitting just under 4,000. Floor price sitting at 0.38, at minted at 0.36, so close to floor price. But, if you are in the Jenkins ecosystem, this one's a no-brainer for you because the guys who are in it really believe in it. They've been working on it together. It really is a collaboration. You can see here launched about 2 weeks ago, hit a high of about half in Ethereum, somewhere around there. And if we look here, sales have slowed down. So in the last 2 hours, there haven't been many sales, but remember, gas has been a bit high at the moment. So it's definitely slowing down, but definitely an interesting one to watch. And one that's great to see, if you had whitelist, you were able to get 25% off the final resting price. So people with whitelist, which were Jenkins the Valet holders, only paid 0.15 for it. So yeah, I mean, if you have a look here, 0.38, you would have paid 0.15. It started as a Dutch auction, and yeah, settled at about final resting price of 0.2. So actually almost 2x where it started at. So yeah, definitely a great one to look at. If we just jump onto their website, which is quite incredible, they've really got a whole world going on here, and they really have created this interactive story absolutely beautifully. So this is Isabella. This is where the story is set, and how you can play along. So it's already a playable metaverse per se. Sorry, I've got loud noises from it. I've got to close it. I've got noises from it. I can't think straight. If we jump onto their Isabella Twitter account, you can see 10,000 followers. So definitely a tight community from Jenkins. And yeah, definitely one that I've been seeing a lot and that I'm keeping a strong eye on. All right, so the next one is Tableland Rigs. This is an interesting one. For me, more of a long-term play than a short-term flip. It's a generative collection of 3,000 handcrafted rig NFTs, which could be combined and upgraded to form a new NFT. Tableland Rig combines metaverse gaming along with dynamic Web3 experiences through relational data and SQL technology, which allows different companies and platforms to incorporate the rigs alongside their own collection using new parameters and a universally well-known coding language. The power of the rigs is the ability to evolve with immutable on-chain rules and powerful primitive-enabled protocols. Based on how an owner decides to explore Tableland, their rig will change before their eyes. Let's just show you guys what they look like over here. The team also intends to launch developer experiences in the future that will be available to rig pilots, and the first one of these cohorts is scheduled to launch sometime in the summer. It will also serve as a launching point for scheduling regular community programs, special events, funding and grants, meeting new investors and collaborators. Mint price was 0.05, so sitting nicely at almost 0.3 ETH, almost a 6x. It saw it go all the way up to 1 Ethereum. The project first launched approximately 10 days ago. We'll go have a look at that. Has seen more than 1,500 ETH in volume traded. So if we just have a look at the activity over here, yeah, you can see here they went all the way to 1 Ethereum. Again, not the new kid on the block. Sales are slowing down a bit, but long-term, very bullish on this team and very bullish on what they're doing. It's new in the space, new concept, and they're definitely capable and able to do it. I like the fact that it's such a small collection size. You've got your lure over here, setting it in the 2133, the year 2133. You can see here your fleet and what it's made up of. You can see here that there's 66 originals, 181 different variants, and you've got your different teams here. So you've got the Titans, the Tumblers, the Sleds, the Edge Riders, the Tracers, the Hoppers, the Airlights, the Foils. So definitely one that I'm watching, but again, as I said, long-term, I like what they're doing. I always like to see anything that's different in the space that I haven't seen before, and this one definitely is that. Here's their team. So I'll put the links in the description. You can go have a look if this one interests you. All right, we now have Factura by Matthias Isaacson, an art project. We have seen like art doing incredibly well in the last couple of weeks. It does seem to be one of the new metas. Does metas come and go, right? Art has been in the spotlight before, sort of comes out of the spotlight. PFPs come in, play-to-earn games come in, woman-led projects. Then we had with the Holozuki thing, sort of Asian-inspired. We definitely, in my opinion, in the utility stage and the art stage, two separate things, because typically art projects don't have utility. You're buying the art, might get exposure to upcoming drops, but there's a couple of things I really like about this project. So first of all, the mint price was half an ETH, currently sitting at 2 Ethereum. You've got a small collection of 1,000 items with a decent owner ratio, 546 owners currently. If we jump onto activity, you can see here it launched about a week and a half ago. Let's make this bigger for you guys. And went really, really high. Went as high as 3.5 ETH over there, and is starting to settle over here where we see it. So this is by GM Studios, which is a generative art platform. I want to show you some of the art. And a community run and built by artists. And they're also the world's first completely decentralized art platform. GM Studios believes that art should be inclusive and accessible to all, which is why they have implemented two practices into the ethos. Number one, a blind curation process. And number two, artists pay no fee up front. The studio handles everything they need to launch, so all the marketing, development, rendering, smart contract. Upon this practice, they're helping artists to launch their own NFT projects, and they've been working wonders for Fractura. The mint price, we said, was 0.15. The floor currently sits, and we saw that. So definitely, if you're in the art space and you're looking for possibly, and again, I mean, I don't know, but possibly the next type of art blocks, I would definitely keep my eye on GM Studios. If we jump over here just to see the Fractura website, on the GM Studio website, you can get all the information there. And then you can also see other projects that they've done, other artists. This one is on Foundation, Plasticity, and then we've also got Mind the Gap over here. So far seems like they've incubated 4 projects, but Fractura is definitely doing incredibly well. If we jump onto GM Studios Twitter, you can see 20,000 followers, decent engagement. So yeah, one that caught my attention and wanted to bring it to your attention. All right, so the last one we're looking at is Etherjump, and then I'll jump into the comments. So if you guys have anything you want to ask, feel free to do so now, and I'll get to it after this. So Etherjump, I actually think I saw them trending when we came in here on RC Tools. I don't know if they still will be. They definitely were. Here they are for sale. So currently sitting at a 0.08. I saw these go as high as 0.2. You've got different plot lands, different sizes. So you've got the small plot over here, medium and large, okay? So just be aware of that when you are looking to either buy or sell. Obviously, make sure that you're not listing your medium plot at the floor. Look for the floor on the medium plots by searching them according to those attributes on OpenSea. If we have a look here, if we just refresh this, it was RC Tools showed it as a higher floor since when I opened it. Okay, so the floor is currently 0.07. I saw a lot of guys talking about this. Zeneca aped into this. He bought like 30 of these, which is typically a bullish sign. But again, I mean, if any of us knew everything, none of us would be working anymore or doing this or whatever. So, what I mean is always a bullish sign, but always be cautious about following other people's trades. Everyone is different risk tolerance, but it is bullish, and he wasn't the only notable guy to ape into these. If we have a look here, they were launched about 8 days ago, and here you see they went as high as about 0.2 for the small ones. Here you can see they definitely are trending at the moment. It does seem to be a couple of sweeps going on here still. They quieted down in the last couple of days, so they really are picking up again right now, in the last half an hour or so, which is great to see. It was a free to mint, collection size 5,555, owners 2,000, just shy of 1,000 ETH in volume traded. And holders of these NFTs can build their adventures using a level builder where they can design their own sort of game. Like it's like a Super Mario type game. Let's just go into free play and show you. Okay, so I don't have full access to everything here. You can actually build out your own game here, then save it and then play it. This is just a demo, but if you have the NFT, you can do this on your NFT. I just want to show you here. So really do as you please and choose the mechanics that you want, which is really cool and something new that we haven't seen before. Yeah, I mean, you know me, I really do like anytime they're doing something different that hasn't been done before. And it's definitely a very, very interesting project. If we jump onto their Twitter, you can have a look that they've got 22,000 followers currently, and engagement very, very good. That's a pinned tweet an hour ago. Okay, so they're making they've made games. If you find the finish line almost like a maze, then you're going to get to a different level. A very interesting project, guys. It really is. Look at this world over here set in ice. And it's a playable game. So they're literally empowering. Let me show you this. Oh, that's really loud. They're empowering people to be able to create their own type of game. I think it's really, really cool. And something that I will be keeping an eye on for sure. Hey, there's me. Before we jump into the comments, if you haven't already and you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. Liking while we're live really, really helps the algorithm. Also when we're not live. And if you haven't already, come into our Discord. Also, I post all day on Twitter. Can't always get to a camera to do a show. So if you want real-time alpha, best place is our Discord, as well as following me on Twitter together with bell notifications on. All right, let's see what we got over here. Wow. Okay, so Goblin Town just shared their link to Grumple OpenSea. Let's jump in there and have a look here. I think they're only minting on Friday, if I'm not wrong. Let's have a look here. Goblin Town. These guys have done so well. I mean, they in this market, a bear market, they have really, really, really outshone themselves. It's absolutely incredible. Let's see, it's probably in this thread over here. Goblin Burger. I love their storytelling. It's really, really cool. Okay, so we're looking for this link. I don't see it here. Let's go back here. So we got that's Goblin Town. That's McGoblin. Maybe on their website. Let's have a look here. If you can tell me where it was, here we go. Contract is deployed. Let's have a look here. Okay, the contract begins by setting up a way to interact with two other contracts, Data Lingi Burgers and Data, which are goblins. Set a owner of both, then you can do it. Let's dive into the contract itself. The first interesting function you'll see are what's a special, turn knitter here and turn on, respectively. They allow the team to tell the contract which burgers are one of one, toggle reveal, and toggle basing. Here's where the fun starts. It's a burger is the first baiting function. It takes in a goblin, a list of burgers, and an integer represents each topping. If you're not the king, then you'll have to wait for them to flip the contract on. The next thing they'll do is ensure that the owner of the goblin then add up all the numbers you passed in for ingredients and make sure that there's a sum between 1 to 6. Wow, it's quite a complicated contract. So we know this function for baiting with a single burger. Then we nom that burger. This nom function verifies that you're eating a burger, not a hot dog, and then calls the burger nom function. So I'm really happy that they're doing this burn mechanic, because you always worry when projects are doing a lot of drops. after the initial drop, that is going to dilute the value of the initial drop. And by them making you burn your burger in order to do this mint, it means obviously they're going to lower that supply, and that's very, very bullish. I just want to see if we can find the OpenSea link over here. Another thread. I don't know if that's it looks like the same one. Yeah, can't see the OpenSea link. So let us know. I mean, have they started already? And yeah, I'd be interested to know for sure. What do I think about BF Party? I covered BF Party previously, one of our videos, which means I was bullish on it. It wasn't a paid review. I covered it. I haven't kept up to date with it, to be very, very honest. So I was very bullish on it, but I really haven't kept up to date. So I don't want to misspeak. I don't know what's happened in the last 3 months since I covered it. All right, guys. Well, that seems to be it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday for Freestyle Friday with Cade and I. Thank you.